What's up, you guys? It's the Yugioh here, coming at you guys with a discussion video. In this video, we're actually gonna be talking about skill and luck. I'm gonna name this video "The Truth About Skill in Yu-Gi-Oh." Okay, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna be trying to figure out what exactly skill and luck are, and then we're gonna see if they even apply at all to Yu-Gi-Oh. Because I see so many people in the community debating over this, and the truth is right there. You just have to not use your own personal bias or your own personal opinions. You just need to know what the words actually means. Okay, so we're gonna start with skill because that's like the big one where a lot of people think it doesn't take skill, and then the other half of the community thinks it does take skill. And I think that some of the people that do think it takes skill don't necessarily understand what really skill really is. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, the definition of skill, word for word, is the ability to do something well or have expertise. Okay, so what does that necessarily mean? Basically, if let's say you take your deck and you're really good with your Necros deck, okay, and you win a lot with your Necros deck, and you know the meta and you know what the plays your opponents can make, and you're winning consistently, that definitely means that you have a skill. Okay, it means you're an expert at whatever deck it is you're playing. You could be an expert at Yu-Gi-Oh! And just know everything, and that's great for you. Now, you can argue, well, it's not difficult to play it. Well, that's not true for everyone, okay? Because in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's different things that make it harder for other people, and I think the number one thing is memory. I think for some people, it's hard to remember always, like, what the rulings are, because there's so many rulings in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's such a complex game that it can definitely be very difficult for certain individuals to be able to even play the game at all on a competitive level. And so, to be able to play at a competitive level in Yu-Gi-Oh! And consistently top, or at least consistently win, like, let's say, even if you don't attend YCSs, okay, and you just go to, locals every week, and you win locals every week, that shows something, okay? It might not be like a Patrick Hoban level of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but it shows something, okay? And so there's definitely a degree of skill in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it takes ability, it takes knowledge and comprehension, and it also takes experience. Because you need to be able to get the cards, you need the ability to get them, and you need the ability to read and comprehend the rules, and then you need to have experience so you know what to do in tight situations, because you're not always going to open the best hand. You're going to sometimes open, suboptimal hands or nearly brickable, unplayable hands. And can you win? Definitely. But, that's where the next part of our discussion is really going to go into is luck. And I think it's a big thing that people really do not understand, okay? And so, word for word, the definition of luck is success or failure apparently brought by chance rather than through someone's own actions. So, what does that mean? That means that if you're leaving something up to chance, whether you win or lose, which is all of Yu-Gi-Oh! When it comes to competition, then that means you're leaving it up to luck. Because leaving something up to chance rather than through your own actions is through luck. Now, when you're playing the game and you're activating cards, that is your actions, but you cannot control what you actually draw for your first opening hand and every turn after that, unless you're playing Sylvans or something. But that's besides the point. The general basis of it all is you don't have you don't have an actual way to draw whatever you want to draw. You just draw whatever randomly happen on the deck. You shuffle your cards for that randomization, and you draw whatever you want, and that is luck. Now, no matter what you say, you can build your deck to draw the best hands possible. Let's say you need an out for something anti-spell fragrance in your deck. You're playing Pendulum, so you can run triple copy MST. That doesn't mean you're going to draw MST on your first opening hand, okay? But it also means that you can just as easily draw all 3 copies of MST in your first opening hand. Okay, and then you lose. So really, you're leaving it up to chance and luck no matter what you try to do to increase the odds of anything happening in your deck. You're still leaving it up to chance, unless you're cheating and stacking your deck, which that doesn't take skill either. Okay, so that is a whole nother level of Yu-Gi-Oh! But does that mean that there's no luck? Definitely not. There's a lot of luck involved in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can say, oh, I run 3 MST in my Metaphor so I can beat the anti-spell fragrance. Well, do you guys understand how the chances of you drawing it are? It's basically you have 3 out of 40. Let's say you have a 40 card deck, okay? That's your minimum. You have 40, and let's say you have 3 copies of MST. So the first time you take a draw, right? That's 1 out of 40. Or sorry, if you're trying to get MST, it's three chances out of 40 that you're gonna get an MST, and you can keep going like that until you draw your first 5 cards. So ultimately, you have 3 out of 35 chance to open an MST. That's essentially how it's kind of going there. Can you control that? Definitely not, unless you're stacking. So if you're shuffling your deck to get the optimal, or not optimal, but to get true randomization, then that means that you're leaving it up to chance what you draw. By definition, if we go back, leaving it up to chance and not your own actions is definitely luck. So, with all that said, there's just as much luck as there is skill in Yu-Gi-Oh! And there definitely is skill in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just you have to understand what the words actually mean, okay? Because for some people, it's hard to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's hard to remember all the rulings, you know? And I think that's a major turnoff to a lot of people that don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Is you get your structured decks with your friends, and then you play, and it's all cool, and then you think, oh, I'm gonna go to a tournament, and then you just get destroyed by this guy who's playing, you know, Metal Foes or something, or they're playing ABC, and you're like, I have my like random Gravekeeper deck, my structure deck, and I just get destroyed, you know? And that's definitely showcases the skill. And you can say, well, the deck is way better, but that's what we're playing the competition for, is to get those really good decks, and hopefully we can win. So with that said, I just wanted to, ask you guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree. But I feel if you understand the actual definitions of the words, it's very hard to disagree with the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! takes skill, and there is just as much luck as there is skill in Yu-Gi-Oh! And so I just want to say thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, take care. Until next time.